Hello? I'm streaming when I said I wouldn't be streaming. What is this mad lad up to? Oh no. But I think this is going to be fairly quick-ish. Maybe not. I'm working on something that's not super related to vpuppr today, though. I'm going to continue working on this little playback tool, basically, for any sort of binary data, but initially it's going to be geared towards OSC. So yeah, let's get into it. All right. Good thing my OBS stuff is still mostly correct. My primary monitor is flickering and it's very annoying. Because I'm assuming one of the cables, one of the fancy little cables inside of it is loose. I suppose I could take it apart, but maybe if I get desperate. Instead, I've just ordered a new monitor. No more of this LG stuff, man. This LG 4K only lasted a year. Maybe a little bit over a year, which means it's now out of manufacturer's warranty. So, you know, guess what? You got me. Congrats. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. This is Godot 4, whatever the latest commit is. Or not the latest commit, but the latest commit from, let me see. Godot 4. The latest commit from. No, look at that. From Meta. What the heck? Facebook. Wait, the latest commit was from 9 a.m. my time, I think. So that's cool. But I don't really have anything working so far. Oh, hello, Needle Mouse. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm doing good. And you? So this is what I'm working on. It's in Godot 4, mostly because there's no reason not to use it, I guess. But the idea is we have binary data that we want to be able to capture and then play back, which, if you don't think about it too hard, sounds extremely simple. If you think about it a bit more, it becomes a little problematic for how to store that data, basically capture that data and then play it back. Because I think there's actually still something wrong with my implementation as well. I'm making a game Haxelflix for Halloween. Nice, nice. Haxelflixel. The kind of replacement, the most common replacement for, or the porting target for old Flash games. But yeah, what I have so far is I have saving data and loading data solved. And I also have a pretty sick name and a sick file name as well. Because it's meant for OSC data. So I called it, and because it's meant for receiving OSC data and then playing it back, aka like sending it somewhere else, right? So you are transmitting data, transmotion, because it's for motion data. And then it also gives you a very nice file extension, right? Transmotion, TOSC, otherwise like known as timestamped OSC data. Oh baby, but because I'm not storing it explicitly as OSC data, I'm just keeping it as bytes. Which means that this could be used to broadcast any sort of data, really. Or, yeah, receive and broadcast, save any sort of binary data. Because all data is automatically, or, yeah, all information sent over the wire is already binary, right? It's only converted to a string when you need to convert it to a string. There's no such thing as sending a string over the wire. Well, what's kind of cool is that because this is Godot 4, you have all the fancy GDScript 4 stuff. Look at that. Look at that. So you have fancy documentation. And you even have documentation for sub objects. OSC data. It's not a built-in binary data. That's not a built-in data points. That's one of the, well, no, actually. What is this? This is timestamped binary data. That's right. So yeah. What I'm doing right now, so I'm trying to figure out how would I want to do this. Basically a display. So I'm thinking about it. So I'm pretty sure you would want to have some sort of menu bar. And by the way, you can't see this on screen. This is a purely, meat space kind of problem. But every 5 seconds, there's a very annoying horizontal bar that will flash on screen as my monitor's dying, as mentioned about 1 million times. So I think if I was epileptic, I would have bigger problems. But I'm not. So menu bar, file, save, load. I think that's probably pretty good. And then after that, it's just gotta think. What would you want to, how would you do the UI here? So I need a UI for sending, receiving, rebroadcasting, right? And then you would also need, it would be nice to be able to view the data if you wanted to. So sending and receiving, sure. I'm trying to think. Sending and receiving. Let's do the old paint kind of thing. My favorite drafting tool. So on your sending and receiving UI, you would need to have probably a UI for a sending UI, or a receiving UI and a sending UI. So sending, sending, and receiving. A hello dash. You are correct, I am a weeb. Possibly. I'm starting to toy with the idea of rewatching, what's it called? Full Metal Alchemist? Mostly because I can't remember. I watched that so long ago, but also I have no memories of it. Mostly because I've seen it. I watched the original Full Metal Alchemist all the way through. Don't remember anything about that. and I'm probably not gonna rewatch it. And then I've also watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I barely remember anything about that. Like, I remember this might be very telling about me. This might be like a Freudian thing, but like the only thing I can remember about Full Metal Alchemist is that one, Al is like there's nothing in the suit of armor, and then two, there's like the two muscly dudes. I think it's mostly because of the one meme that you always see with the two muscly dudes, like doing that like the bro shh kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? How like I think one of them is like a military captain and the other one is just like a blacksmith, but they're both like super jacked. Something like that. Anyways, sending and receiving UI, so we need to have like a from and then a to. So like a from label, to label. And then you could potentially have more than one to, so you could multicast it. Additional twos. New episode of Do It Yourself. I'm not watching. Sorry, I'm not gonna watch a slice of life. It's not really my thing. Or if it's a comedy, I'm also probably not gonna watch it. So, what else would you need for like sending and receiving, right? You could also just have like a start button, I suppose, like start and start, because these two things are not related. Well, they are related, but they're not related. You know what I'm saying? They're not dependent on the other. Isn't there like a new season of No Game No Life coming out somewhat recently? I feel like I remember talk about that. Python and web development. Python and web development, that's pretty it's pretty common, yeah. Maybe not like front end. Like you can do server generated web pages. Like Django and Flask are known for that, especially Django. Like Python for web dev is fine, right? If you don't need like ultra performance, you just need something that's fast enough, you know? I'm trying to think. I would like to have a UI for you can display data. Or maybe you can have like configuration options here. Right? So this from thing is like there's more than meets the eye, you might say, in classic Transformers format. So you could have like many options. So there's like a drop down, shall we say? So some sort of drop down. So options, and then this would have, say, like file. Oh no, this is sending. I got this mixed up. File, IP, etc., etc. Vectors in Python. A vector is just a tuple, right? More or less, that has several operations that are. Well, it depends, right? What kind of vectors are we talking about? Are we talking about like an array vector? Are we talking about like a position vector? Are we talking about renowned American submachine gun B. Chris vector? You know, there's so many options. So receiving and sending array vector. So that's like a C++ array vector. Very fancy. I don't know. I don't really use it. That's a C++ thing. It's not a C thing. In C, you have to, all you have are arrays, and then you need to implement your own type of vectors. At least in the standard library. All right, so sending, receiving, and then receiving will have additional options based off of this. So you can only, how would you do this? How would you do this? Like, you need to have like an omnibox, right? No? Or maybe not, I don't know. So you could have this, and then you have like several options inside of this. Or how does Godot do it, right? Godot has a debugger. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I could do it like how Godot does it with the monitors. So you have a big list of things you can monitor. Maybe? At the very least, it makes more sense to do it in a list format rather than like a top bar format. So yeah. So you have a list here. You know, checkboxes, ops, something like that. So just draw a lot of little squares, etc. Right? And then you'll have some sort of display on this side. Yeah. See, that makes sense. All right, good job, team. We've done it. All right, so top bar. We actually don't need the top bar at this point in time. Actually don't need a top bar at this specific point in time, but we can create a tab container, possibly. Yeah, so the top bar can be for like if you have, it's like a status bar essentially. Yeah. Yeah, let's do a tab container. Tab container is the easiest way to do this. I was gonna do like a weird tree container again, but there's no reason for that. I think the tabs are a bit easier to reason about. So tab bar. Wait, no, tab container. What? Tab container. Yes, tab container. And then we can have a UI called, let me think. What do we want to call it? What do we want this to be? This will be vbox. Got pinged. Who is this? Who is this on Discord? Bothering my stream, sending me messages. Who is this? What needs to be done for number 2? What are we talking about? Number 2? Number 2? Number 2? Number 2? Question mark? What is number 2? Was there a number 5? Number 2? Yeah, no. Don't give up more information than you have to. I think that's a classic consulting move. But you never ever want to give people enough rope to hang you with. It's always a bad move in my experience. It's one of the first things they teach you in consulting. is when you're at an information disadvantage. Then just stop talking. Basically, when you're at a disadvantage in terms of information, just stop talking. Because you're already, you're already on the back foot. So nothing you do is gonna make it so you're not on the back foot, if that makes sense. All right, transmission, and I think in the tab container you can. Okay, I got it. So tab container, layout, container sizing, expand. Tab container. What the heck is a side margin? Tab container. What is a side margin? Space at the left or right sides of the tab bar. Okay, that's not what I want. All right, for the panel fill. That's kind of a pain. Let's do this though. So styles, don't mess with any of the constants, but panel. This can be sidewalks flat. Give me this background color. I'm pretty sure that these just have the same. There we go. Still a few like weird graphical bugs with Godot, or also just like regular UI bugs. Gonna wait on for that person to get back to me on Discord. All right, so this needs to be. I hate it when people ping me and then like don't immediately get back to me. Like I got back to you like pretty quickly, but I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. If you don't know that I'm doing stuff, that's like not my problem. Alright. So something I noticed that still is not built into Godot is that this, no script templates just yet. Transmission. Which is kind of where the name comes from. So transmission, have all the stuff there. There's only one screen, so it doesn't matter, right? So transmission, what do we want to have here? We want to have, God, this is just burning out my retinas. Why are the blacks, why are the dark colors, I should say, are so dark, but this bright white color is like burning out my eyes. It's so bright, but it feels like Godot is extremely muted. So this is a VBox with. All right, so this is a vsplit container. Wait. This should be a vsplit container. Yes. Now it's very confused. All right, get out of here. Do like that, and then we need probably an hsplit container. Hsplit container at the very top, and then a. Yeah, probably just another hsplit container. So this is top and bottom. Top and bottom, top and bottom. And so then we want the split offset to be. Isn't there a way to get the split offset properly? Right, so this is supposed to contain two VBoxes, or I guess two scroll containers, right? Oh no. So this is the left. There's a VBox contained inside of it. This is going to be the right container. And so this needs to be set to 50%. That's not too hard to do. Give me a ready. Top. Split, offset. The. Alright, so split containers. Split container. Split offset. Is there a way to get the max? Clamps the split offset value to not go outside the currently possible minimal, the minimum and maximum values. Sure. I guess I can do the split offset as being the, at least for top, as being the midpoint of whatever whatever top's offset is. So bar, top. So V split container. So top. Top split offset is equal to top rect. What is it called? Top. Oh, jeez. Container sizing. No. Auto translate. No. See, this is something I don't really get. Alright, hold on. What is this guy's name? Bend N. Ping. Like motherfricker. You pinged me. And then you're not gonna respond. Please don't ping me for nothing. That's very annoying. I get that enough at work. Or people will ping me for no reason. And well, I know the reason why they're pinging me, right? It's because they want to bother me. They're like, oh, let's see how much of this guy's time we can waste. What a great use of my time. Alright, size. So is this the actual size? Is this like the rectangle size? Bounding rectangle. Alright, size. Okay, cool. So I guess, yeah, you just don't have access to this, huh? It's interesting. So top split offset is equal to top size x divided by 2. Yeah, something like that. And then you should have, I actually don't know what it's going to look like. Okay, script inherits from type native type. V split container. One more time. Once more with feeling. Really? Top. It's null. More annoyed that I was pinged and then ghosted. Alright, so why is this nil? Yeah, so this is valid. This is not a, oh, this is an H-split container. That's right. Okay, I'm dumb. Okay. I'll go back to this. I'm just checking my Discord in asynchronously. So okay, so I think this is split correctly. Cool, so I can do the same thing for the rest of the stuff. Nice. So that's that, and then this needs to be, so our own split offset needs to be set dynamically, because I have no idea how big it's going to be, right? So split offset is equal to size y divided by, or I guess times 0.8. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure most CPUs, or on most CPUs, I should say, that this is an optimized call. But isn't it like it used to be division? It used to be a little bit slower than multiplication. Something like that. Yeah, look at that. This used to be 0 and 1, but now it's 0 and 0.4. Because I guess there's more stuff to load, so the next process frame actually has a little bit of delay built in. Okay. So then we can also grab bottom bots as H-split container. So the split offset for this should be bot size x times probably 0.2. That sounds pretty good to me. So then here, Are these updating? Or is it just really slow to update? Alright, so layout. I don't understand why you have to like just keep this open. I'm an adult, I know what I'm doing. I would like to expand it. Why are you like this? Alright, so just as a test though. So label, pretty easy. This should be something like receiving. Can't see anything, which is weird. And then label sending. Oh, that's weird. Are the scroll containers not set up properly? Or is it because the scroll containers can't? Well, they're probably fine, right? Yeah. Okay, and they're very tiny though. Yeah, look at that. Very tiny, very small. I know I can make these bigger. Also, I dislike how I have to do this every single time. Give me the advanced options by default. Motherfucker. Fine, just give me the advanced options. You know, I've been around a computer enough that I don't get mind flooded by just seeing a bunch of options. Okay, maybe only a little bit, but you know. Not that much. All right, let's do classic 16 by 9, because that's easy for me. Let me see, isn't it, one of these is GUI. I just need to find it. Threading. Internationalization. GUI. Okay. So isn't it theme scale? Is it the theme scale or is it this? So we would want to do like a 0.5 or something, right? Just so it's a bit bigger. Oh, but then it kind of messes up a bunch of other stuff, huh? Well, that's annoying because it snapshots the initial scale and then presumably it waits. It waits a little bit. Let me see. So we can do, I don't know, I guess we can do it like an await get tree process frame. Just to give it one tick to, yeah, give it one tick to resize itself. Hold on. Can't I do, no, you need to do it, hold on. Isn't this something I can do in main here? So we can do, so like await engine get main loop process frame. So basically just force it to wait one frame to have everything resize. No. Heh? Really? Does this not exist yet? Interesting. I gotta think. So the main loop is not created yet? See, this is where having a splash screen is nice. Okay, let's create a splash screen just so I'm able to wait a little bit instead of loading directly into the actual UI stuff. Splash. Splash. Stop giving me this garbage. Alright, something like that. Alright, I don't know. I don't even know what I want on this screen. Probably just give me a label. Just give me a label. Give me this. Splash. That's pretty much it. And then a timer. Alright, so timer. Screen timer. Okay. So we can one-shot this. We can auto start it. Give it 2 seconds. Then here, we'll do next screen timer. Timeout. Connect. And then we can just pass in a anonymous function here. So this will be get tree. Change screen to file. Yeah, there we go. And then we can also just wait for like literally any input whatsoever. So if input, if events, if not, events is input event mouse button, then we'll just return, right? We only are listening for mouse button events. Something like that, right? So you can run like this. That's gonna still crash because I have not reconfigured this. I really like GDScript 2.0, by the way. So I would rather try to use that if possible. But let's see. Project settings. Give me splash. So this basically just gives me a little bit of time for things to resize. I think this is a pattern that's super underrated. Like no one mentions it, but it's really nice. Like a completely separate splash screen from the standard Godot splash screen. So it lets everything have a chance, a few frames to tick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, that's not what happened at all, though. So it should have been like this. Hold on. Can't I resize the window from here? So it's like window. No. What is the screen size singleton called again now? Like screen size? Screen something. Display server, screen set size. No? Screen get size, screen set. Or it's not the screen, it's the window, right? Yeah, it's the window. So window set size. Wait. Window set size, okay. So we can do display server window set size. Wait, vector to I 16 by 900. And do you think that this will automatically like fix itself? I kind of doubt it. Hold on. Window. All right, so that didn't solve anything, and it's still like slightly offset as well. I feel like that's a bug. Because then, like, if we do it like this, and there's no reason to have the splash screen at all, right? Because the splash screen is supposed to give it time to... you know, fix itself. But it looks like it's not fixing itself at the appropriate time. Right? Because this is clearly not half. But if we await get tree process frame... Yeah, see? So it's like it's resizing itself based off of the new size. So it's like it's initially sizing itself based off of the like 11 by like 800 or whatever. Which is kind of tough. That's kind of tough. It's also like completely useless to me. Like, how am I supposed to... Like, I don't know. I don't know. Because the size is based off of, like, you shouldn't be eyeballing this, right? You should be calculating this based off of some values. So, like, split offset has never really made a lot of sense to me. Like, this shouldn't be in pixels. This should be in percentages. And then you multiply the percentage by the current size. But what's happening is that this is initializing itself to the in an incorrect size to begin with during ready, and then it's resized afterwards, which is very strange. Whatever, we'll just leave it like so. That's fine. I don't care. See, no, this is correct now. What the heck? I haven't done anything wrong. What? I didn't change anything. What the heck? I didn't do anything though. All I did was what? I didn't change anything. What? I took out the... I don't know. That's very strange. but sure. I can accept this. Anyways, we can manually set this for a little bit. It doesn't make a huge difference because I'm going to be resizing it anyways. But this is entirely for laying stuff out, you know, for my own sanity. So scroll horizontal. I guess it should just be auto scroll for both. That's fine. So label, this needs to be center aligned. Give this a center align. So it's nice. And then here, what do I want? I need this to follow this diagram. So this is receiving. Then here we'll have various options that you can pick from. Then based off of those options, the box below it will change. Yes. So, no, whoops. This is a menu button, I think. So this is potentially a lot of things. I need to think about it. Receive type, and then based off of that receive type, we can have several things that could be enabled, right? So the primary one is like receiving from an IP, right? So so the primary one is receiving from an IP. I could set the items here, but I'm not going to. But here, receive type. Or actually, we could turn this into its own kind of element. So here we'll do vbox container. So receive type menu button. So this contains all the stuff, all the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Receive type, some sort of text scene, give it a thingamajig. Here we go. Grab all of these. So receive type, you have a menu button here, and then you'll have another vbox that extends all the way down. Right? Then here we'll have what do I want? What do I want? So we should not use any scroll containers here because it's already nested inside of another scroll container. Let me think. I don't know. Probably just another, honestly, another vbox container would make sense. But then again, no. This one could be, yeah, we don't need to nest them inside of another thing, right? This is, yeah, this is just IP, right? Isn't IP, this is actually a singleton? Yeah, IP is actually a singleton, so I shouldn't use IP as the... Well, I can. That's fine. So there's IP. And then there's file, which will be roughly the same thing. Something like that. So menu button. Right, there's your menu button, and then we can just start adding items to it manually. Because this is how I feel about UI stuff, right? Is that when you are... The UI stuff, if you're going to do stuff via the UI, you should try to do as much stuff via the UI as possible. But if you're like me and prefer to do things via code, then you should do as much things via code as possible. Otherwise, you start getting into like a weird mixing problem where there's you know, there's tons of things that are happening, but it's hard to say where they originate from. All right, get pop-up, add item. Okay. And then this one has a few signals, right? So no, this is just about to pop up. Oh, so we don't actually need to have this. Yeah. Yeah, what the heck? This is more useless than it used to be. Like in Godot 3, at least you had signals for when it was about to pop up, but here you don't have anything. So get. So this is a pop-up menu, isn't it? Pop-up, yeah, it's a pop-up menu. Menu pop-up, add item. Yeah, so there's no way that you can receive from both an IP. Well, I guess an IP is a kind of a misnomer. It's more of like an address, right? So menu, pop-up, add item. But yeah, you can only receive from one source at a time, because otherwise I don't know how that would work. I guess you could potentially receive from... No, that doesn't make any sense. You could potentially receive from multiple IP addresses at a time. But I think that's like a completely separate kind of use case, right? Because well, actually, hold on. No, you could receive. There's no difference, right? There's no difference from receiving from multiple addresses than just receiving from one address, right? Because from my perspective, right, like it's all just one. Well, it's multiple streams, but they all get concatenated into one big stream. So it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. So you can potentially receive from more than one address at a time. What you cannot do is receive from both an address and a file. Although, you mean, like, that technically also makes sense. Like, if you wanted to combine streams, that sounds very complicated. Let's just do it like this for now. That sounds very complicated. We'll do this just in English for now as well. So we won't use my fancy translation tool, although I would like to pull it out. You feel me? So pop-up add item. So this is address. Or you know what? Maybe this does make sense. So we can have... Oh, what am I doing? VBox. So var items. VBox container, we'll unready it. I think I'm still looking for a consensus as to which one is preferred. Like, I kind of prefer like the flatter style because I don't know, it feels a bit. Isn't that how Hacks does it? Is that you should prefer a flatter tag style? But I guess like this is how it works in Java and Python. And I wish there was a way to define your own tags. What are they called? Annotations? For child and items, get children. Oh, Include internal? Absolutely not. Although that is cool how... That's a cool feature. That's a cool feature. Child name. Something like that. So menu, pop up. Oh, actually no. Pop up menu. What do you got? Allow search. I don't really know what that means. Pop up menu. What is allow search? Allows navigating. Oh, okay. So it's not like a search bar. Okay. It's different. You don't understand. So what signals do we have though? We have ID index. Is it ID focused, ID pressed, or index pressed? So this is entirely based off of add item. So you can get item by ID. You can also get item by no. No, you can. How about get item text? Get item text. Get item text. This is it. Get item text is based off of index, which is annoying. Okay. So I need to do it based off of item text. Pop-up menu. Index pressed. Index pressed. Okay, cool. So you're also allowed to type these. This is actually where I like GDScript. This is another point where I like GDScript over Python. Is that lambdas in Python are kind of very, very constrained, and I hate that. I like it when things are typed. I like types. I like types. So you receive an index from there. That's fine. Add item. Does this take... So when you add item, yeah, you can pass along an ID if you want. No, so receive type. And I think this also captures, right, from its enclosing scope. So item text, you need the index. All right, so now I gotta think. How do we do... So item name, this is a string, right? Obviously. So match item name. Or would it be better to do this like an onReady var type of thing? Where we can associate them with like numbers and indices. I didn't think about that. I'm not sure. That's fine. For now, this is okay. It's not super duper performant though, or scalable is probably the better word. Let's move all these into items. Then we can iterate through them. Wait, I can do it like this, right? Wait, no. No, that still doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I guess you just have, this is one of the places where you just have to hard code it, unfortunately. Because it's preferable to hard code the name here instead of like hard coding like an integer or whatever, right? At least this way, it's It's more readable this way. It's more documentable. Or self-documenting, I should say. Yeah, there's not a great way around this. Right, and then if you receive anything else, then that's like a huge problem. All right, let's implement something really quick. I've already done this once with vpuppr 4, so I'm gonna. And like this is also something that you can't tell is happening, but like, my eyes are getting really fatigued from looking at this screen because it keeps flashing. You know, it's killing me. All right, it's virtual puppet project transmission, but it is transmotion. Give me a C++. Because these excuse me. Ugh. Just horrible. Alright, so there's register types. Alright, so register types. Header file. So I've already done this once, so I'm not gonna think too hard about it, you know? Core, class DB. Ndef. I actually don't know if you need this register types thing anymore. What's the GD summator GD extension? Sure. Hey. It's one of these things. Is it the Nathan Frank one? 27 days ago? I don't remember. What are you supposed to... Okay, so they do a pragma once, but I don't need that. There's another one from like someone else. Is it you? Is it you? It's you, Patty. I recognize your name. So how did you do it? Summator. Okay, so this just needs to be... This just needs to be distinct, right? So GD extension types, something like that. Hit it with a define. Then we can look back at my stuff and if. Something like that. And I believe this is also using Google formatting. Formatting rules. So here's the question is, what do you need to call this? So register summator types, but I don't remember what you're supposed to call it. Is it in your SC constructs? TOC types? What do I use this for? Extension name? Man, I don't remember. Motion types, module initialization. Hold on, module initial initialization level. Alright, and then this is a header, right? So and this is uninitialize transmotion levels. So register types plus plus include register types. So what do you need GD native interface for? Now that's something I don't remember me needing, but maybe you do need it in order to get the correct initialization stuff. GD native interface. Yeah, I don't remember what's in here. Aren't these things like imported via the Godot namespace anyways? Yeah, because this one uses the Godot namespace everywhere, but I don't like having too many like extra using things. That's just like a code smell, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll do it the way that I've been doing it. So this needs to be a scene, right? So this is only initialized if it's in a scene. And then uninitialize, same logic. All right, and then here's the tough part, is the init. Very scary. Let's just copy and paste this. Some sort of extern, I don't know. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, I remember. There we go. There's the. So whatever you call it, it doesn't matter, right? So actually, if I do it like this, will it work? Is that how that works? And also, I don't think I need to have the namespace Godot here. Like this is all kind of really based on GD native so far. But if I take out this, like this will still compile, right? Right, because module initialization level comes from class DB, right? So if I go into you, no, not you, and then I believe that I put a, maybe not. Can I just call scons? You know, that'll work. Key error architecture suffix. All right, fair enough. I'm assuming something changed then. Architecture suffix. Oh, what is your problem? Okay, so maybe we do need to have namespace Godot imported. Okay, cool. Key error. Is that not something I have? Or nah? Where's my S-construct? What was the architecture suffix I put into here? Or did I not even use an architecture suffix? Yeah, see, like this is just like scons, target, debug. Do I need to? Oh, geez. Ah, geez. It's different, and I'm very scared. All All right, what did you use? Did you update your stuff 11 days ago, which might not be enough. Oh, but okay, you don't even use the architecture suffix, so that's fine. What is the default build command though? Yeah, see, it's no longer. Okay, I guess you don't even need to do anything, right? Just scons, and then it'll give you a debug template. And then I guess this is just called suffix now, not architecture suffix, it's just suffix. Give me a suffix, please. So this should just compile, yeah, and then does absolutely nothing at all. Yeah, there we go. Look at it go. We're compiling. It's beautiful. I'll be right back. Isn't it amazing? One, how I just consistently forget to mute my mic, but also how far away I can be from my camera, my webcam, and still be picked up by tracking. How cool. How neat. Alright, is done. Cool. It gives me an out directory, how cool. I suppose I should put a... I guess the out directory is fine. Now let's do logger h, and I've already written this once before. Logger h, then logger c++. And I'll just have to copy this stuff over, more or less. Something like that. So include Godot C++ classes ref counted. Or I wonder, like, do you even need to use all these includes if you just use like using namespace Godot? I don't know what's in the Godot namespace. Or is this something that I need to pull in like this? Yeah, see that does. I don't know actually. See, I still don't really understand. Do I need to include a file that has the namespace already in it, and then it includes it for me? Like that's where my knowledge about C++ ends. GD class. Like, this is a macro, I know that. Everyone loves a good macro. And then I'm just gonna copy this over real quick. Because I know that this works. I don't remember how this works at all, though. You know, just hit me with a copy paste. It should be good enough. Yeah. Well, this is logger C++. What am I doing? So this is logger. You can get out of here. So logger C++. So we'll just grab all this. Boom. It should format itself, and then in register types, all we need to do is copy this stuff over. So you can see how completely useless I am on a completely fresh project. I always need to refer back to things. Oh, I need to include it, sorry. Utils. Something like that. And then if we go back to here, hit you with the scons. Oh, look, it worked. Oh, that's cool. We can go back to here. GD extension, there's an out directory, but that's okay. Can't you, let me see. Native extension. Transmotion.tres, sure, we can place you here. And then I can't do anything with you. Interesting. Okay, so this still does not do anything. Oh, continue, remove me. Now we can restart. Something is not right here. Okay, so we still need to do the extension registration manually. That's fine. So new file, transmotion, GD extension. And we'll just grab this. Configuration. What is the entry symbol? vpuppr library init. What did I call this one? Oh, I need to transmotion. OSC motion. Give this a save. Do over here. And then this is lib tosc whatever, right? Lib tosc lib tosc osc. That's tough. Then we need to recompile. And then we should have the logger available now that we recompiled, right? Should be. Error loading, that's fine. What was your problem? So where is the GD extension? All right, error loading, that's fine. Windows. Is that not what it's called? What is wrong with, actually, yeah, some of these names are kind of wrong, huh? Actually, no, this is my fault because they're now named incorrectly. So this is libtosc Windows template debug. Then there's no environment suffix. Wait, what? Wait, what? Template debug. So the target is here twice? Ooh. What does this mean? So dot. See, there's like a weird double dot here, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Is the suffix here twice? Is that it? So extension name, platform, target, and then there's no suffix, I guess. Maybe I don't need suffix anymore. So I do this and then I recompile. Do you think this is gonna work? I got pinged. I think. Did I get pinged? Pinged on Discord? All right. Da 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 da. libosc. Wait, what the heck is this then? Oh, it's this. The sh live suffix is just garbage. Okay, so must have at least one suffix. Is there something wrong with this? Something wrong with this now? The heck? So I'm seeing like a double. There's a double dot somewhere. Is it this? Is this the double dot? Run me again. So now we just have a bunch of garbage in our out directory. I'm very confused. Okay, hold on. rm out all. All right, run me again. So lib tosc windows.template.windows.template-debug.windows. Wait, do you only need this portion? I guess like sh lib suffix is enough. So like that? Is that good enough? Remove everything in the out directory. No, what? Or is it the suffix? See, I don't quite understand what's going on. There's something weird going on here. All right, cool. So we have an extra one here. So then it's just this. All right, once more with feeling, and then we can get back to living our lives. All right, I'm gonna let this guy marinate. You know, and then if they ping me out of spite, they can just get kicked, I guess. So I'm aware of them, but know that they're now on my shit list. Template debug, and then this should be like template release or something. Okay. And so all this contains is a logger. Should be. No. Was that not... Might need to reload it. Takes a little bit. Takes a little bit. So there's the GD extension. Logger. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So in theory, this is extremely fast. In theory, this is extremely fast. In practice, I have no idea. Splash. Ready. Something like that, right? So then we should start getting debug messages like that. Nope, we'll just crash. That's good. Am I not allowed to do a logger in place like that? So is this what's... Yeah, okay. So there's something wrong with this. Logger in place. Head. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. So I think you can just do like a logger new, maybe? Or maybe you're just not allowed to do this. So this has to do like a logger. Splash. No, it's just not working for whatever reason. Even though it is correct, like it is being picked up, I'm just not sure why it's not, Windows x86 60. Oh, it's changed. Why did they change the ordering? They changed the ordering, but then it... Well, then this one's also kind of wrong. That's annoying. Okay, give me another shot, coach. No, okay, that's not it. What happened? So the entry symbol is correct. Transmotion, library, init. Windows x86 64 debug. And then that should be the correct path, because it's a relative path. Right, and all this stuff is good as well. This is the update to beta 3. Did something change in the interim period between beta 3 and... Or after beta 3, I should say? Right, because I'm 100% sure that this is the correct path. Maybe I shouldn't be 100% sure. No, I am 100% sure that this is the correct path. Windows x86 64 debug. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm running as well. If you want to do it for a different architecture, I think you need to be very specific about it. So that's right. We can run it again. Nope, yeah, up to date. Nothing to do there. Is it because of this relative path? Like that shouldn't make a difference, right? We can still do this. We can not emplace it. Okay. What if we just hit it with a logger new? Okay, so there's something wrong with logger in place then, right? I would rather use logger in place if possible. So what's wrong here? I know this used to work. So I'm pretty sure how summator works is that it's just a node. So it's not super, no, there it is. Okay, so how do you, oh, but you're not allowed to, okay. Let me think. Is mem new not how you're supposed to do it nowadays? Let me see, GD extension, so Godot, C++. We just need to check this thing now. It's a test, source. I think it's example, no. Yeah, I think it is example. So, yeah. Like, does this need to be a constant function? Otherwise, like, Godot just kind of freaks out. So this is turn extended ref. But this is a static, right? What's going on here? So I'm not able to create an instance of itself. Let me see. There's a to-do in here, which doesn't seem quite right. I don't really know what's going on here then. Because this seems correct, right? So we mem new it. We can call setup on the pointer. And then we can just send it. Right? And then, like, I would really prefer not to do this. Whatever. I guess there's just something broken with this. That's fine. It happens. RMRF. I wanted to use GD extensions, but if it's not gonna work, then it's not gonna work, right? All right, device busy, that's fine. Get out of here. Then you are very confused, so we'll get rid of you. Probably will need to reload the current project. That's fine. Let me see. So for this stuff, blah, 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 we have... Going off this again. All right, so that was like a complete waste of time, by the way. So receiving, you can receive from a file or from an IP, or basically from an address, and then from here, then you'll just have to have several values inside of that. So, probably like another list, honestly, like another VBox. So addresses, addressi, if you will. Then we have a button, like add address. So you can receive from multiple addresses at the same time. I think that makes sense to me. Or let's just do it like a plus sign, right? Plus, 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 plus. Receive type. Move both of these into here. Godot gets a little confused, but wait, we should still be fine. Okay. Then we can do this. So this will be an H box. Just have this do full rect, just because it's easier that way. We'll do address. Screens, transmission, receive type, address. It's taking a little bit. It's making me nervous. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Come on. Don't do me like this. All right. I think you're broken. I think you're real freaking dead. All right. Bring me back. Transmission. Transmotion. All right. So did that save or did that like? Was that like ultra corrupted? All right, it saved. It was just a little confused, as we all are. All right, so this needs to have a line edit. Right, line edit. This probably needs to do expands placeholder text. So we'll call this the IP. And then duplicate it. This is the port. Guess what? This is going to contain the port. And then just a little button on the very side that's like delete. Right. So address. All right. So then here, I gotta think about that. I gotta think about it. I'm still a little unsure. And the fact that my screen keeps flickering, like you can't see it. It's like it's entirely just on my side, right? But like it's really messing with me. You understand? It's tilting me so hard. Alright, so receive type. Get out of here. Receive type. So that's just kind of there. Right, splash. It's very dark, and then you can click on the stuff. It's weird how this isn't, did I not save this before? So this tab container should have, I can't really tell. Oh, you know what? I didn't do it. So content margins 10, 10, 10, 10. Something like that. Okay, so now that's slightly more correct. It's still pretty ugly though. Yeah, we don't really need this part anymore, so we can just... It's good to keep this stuff here so I don't forget how it works. Hit that with a pass. Right. Add address. This one's pretty easy, so... I think this is pressed. We can connect. Func. Let me think. Kind of tired of sitting straight up, so I gotta readjust my chair so I can cross my legs like a total degenerate. Apparently this is not great for your back, but I do like sitting cross-legged. You know, apparently there's a surprising amount of people who like streamers who like just sit on their floor, which boggles my mind. Like they like put their entire setup on like a coffee table and just kind of sit at the coffee table, which I get it, right? I guess if you're not on camera, then you know during some downtime you can just kind of like lay down on the floor. My most favorite thing to do. Addresses. This container. On ready. Addresses. Add child. Oh, but then we need to do our item is equal to. Yeah, this is some sort of control. Wait, hold on. Address item. Bar. Alright, last one. So this is the delete button. Alright, delete. Sure. Oh. This button. Okay. Address item hides a global scope class. That's fine. Who cares? Func ready. All right, so then we need to connect everything. That's fine. So IP text changed. All right, so let's think about that. I think you can actually you can actually do that. So define a return value for the anonymous function as well, which doesn't really make a huge difference. Because of course, since it's a callback, it of course, is not going to have an actual type associated with it. I guess this doesn't need to, like, I feel like UI elements really shouldn't have class items associated with them. Never mind. All right. Reload me, just so that we, like, refresh ourselves. All right. So this is an HBox, and then I guess we'll just have to know. Or we could do this, add a public function onto it, so it's like get data, maybe, something like that, I don't know. Or maybe like get IP. So get IP will give you a string, right? So IP text get port. This will give you an integer port. As to integer, to int. Is this something that you can depend on? Oh, that's not good. Port text is valid int, else it'll return -1. I think that makes sense to me. Okay, so text change. Yeah, there's not really too much you need to do here, honestly. It's really just like the delete button, right? So delete, pressed, connect, bunk. So we'll just queue free ourselves. Yeah. See, that makes sense to me. I think it's also good, or maybe like in Godot 4 I can get rid of this section. Like you don't really need like an explicit connections section anymore. Mostly because, you know, with lambdas you can start, it's a bit easier to reuse connections, if that makes any sense. But I don't know, maybe it's fine. Or maybe not, maybe we'll just move everything to private functions and then it just will make more sense in Godot 4. You know what, in Godot 4, get rid of. We don't need connections anymore. Oh, don't save that. We don't need this. But in pretty much everything, we don't need connections, right? Like it's easy. It's just easier to pass around data, which is nice. My favorite thing about Godot 4. Now that functions are more or less first-class citizens. Change this back over to here so you can't see what I'm looking at. All right, so what am I doing here? So this is your address item, blah, blah. Receive type whenever you have this button clicked. It'll be some sort of, yeah, it's some, honestly, it's just some sort of control. It doesn't really matter, right? But then it'll be some sort of address item. Address item here is equal to address item instantiates. Oh, and honestly, like, we don't need to store it in a variable, right? It can just be addresses and child, right? Because it's a new address, so you have no idea what's contained inside of it. Yeah. Something like that. Force readable name. That's fine. Right, so then we start this, splash, we can do that, blah, blah. So you have many IPs, many ports, and then we can do ba, 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 ba. So you can have as many IPs and ports as you want. Yeah, something like that. And it gives you a little scroll bar. See, I like that. Something that's weird about this, I really should file a bug report, but on my 4K monitor, the menu button, or the option button, is this a menu button or an option button? Whatever it is, it doesn't work. It only works in full screen mode, but then it pops it up here, which is very strange. I did briefly look into fixing it, but I don't really know what the problem is. That's tough. It's tough. I don't really know what the issue is. Oh, whoops. So this should be item mapping. Get children, and then I think, honestly, I think what I'm going to do is this. So we can have like an inner counter, right? Or not even an inner counter. What we can do is just item mapping size +1 is equal to child. Right, something like that. So we just maintain our own mapping. And then here, instead of doing index pressed, we can do I gotta think. There's an easy way of doing this. I suppose the item mapping size, well, no, this is fine, right? Yeah. Which means that this will still be valid as well, as long as you never reorder them. Well, even if you do reorder them, it still doesn't make a difference. Well, wait, no. Just associate them by name. What are you doing, you crazy person? Child name is equal to child. Yeah, and then you can associate it like this. Item mapping. Item name is equal to. So what are we doing with this then? I guess we can just like call like raw show on it. But actually, yeah, you know what? Then this doesn't make a difference at all anyways, right? So we can do for child in item mappings. Item map. Well, this should be it. Item mappings with an S. The values. So we'll hide everything, and then item mappings. Item name. Show. Something like that. Right? So then if you go here, blah blah. No, we don't have any mappings. Wait a minute. Oh, is there no text? So it's still it's kind of here, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of here, kind of not. It's a bit weird. So then on this menu button, I think this is fine. Yeah, so then we have the item name. We can set this initially to address. Yeah, let's specify this to address initially. Or we can even have like a none, right? Yeah, so we can have just like a none thing. So initially, it just, you know, nothing will be there, right? You can click, and then it should change. All right, so then now that it should change, we should do this. Oh no. Oh, do you? This is capture? It does capture, right? So text is equal to item name. So we don't even need to store it. We can just do everything here. Yeah, look at that. It does capture. So file doesn't do anything. Address does. Okay. Cool. That's neat. How cool. Oh, you know what? I'm overtime, but you know, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live. What day is it? Wednesday? I guess I'll make a... I'll be live tomorrow, Thursday, from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, working on... Probably not this. I'll probably just work on this in my spare time. But motion. Not under my profile, under this one. Yeah, I think this makes sense to do it here. Because this is like pretty related to virtual puppet project stuff. Oh, is this... I created this as a private repository? What the heck? Why? Alright. I'm not going to type it. I'm just going to copy it. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Hold on. And then you might be saying, like, why don't you just delete the repository? And I gotta tell you, I still need the auth code either way, which is good. You know, I like the fact that it, you know, it's secure by default, which is more than you can say about other pieces of software. But at the same time, it's kind of a pain. All right, so there's Transmotion. Whatever, projects, preserve it, sure. I don't know. Looks good to me. We'll copy this, SSH. What's here? Oh, but we don't need any of the... All right, you know what? rm, rf, git. What's in the git attributes file? Attributes. Oh, that's fine, yeah. Git modules. We don't have any Git modules. And then what's in the git ignore? Godot 4 plus specific ignores. Alright, that's cool. So there's a binary file there, test.tosc. Suppose we should echo tosc, which is the file format used by this. So this is made for playing back any sort of binary data, but specifically for OSC data for now. And of course, I guess I could always just hook in other things. So you could pre-record some sort of action, and then, you know, using this program, you can play it back. And then the file format is also very, very simple, right? It's just a magic header, the version, and then everything else is self-describing, self-descriptive. Git ignore. Remote add origin. One of these. Git push u origin. Hold on, I still need a license. My bad. Oh, that's fine. Git push u origin master. Master. Alright, what's in the license? That's me. Everything is more or less Apache 2. Although, I've been considering, like, maybe for some of these other ones, we should make them like GPL or whatever. Or maybe like MPL. So if you want to, I don't even know how would you use like an application like MPL style. That doesn't make any sense. I think MPL makes sense if you're providing a library, right? Because it allows you to use the library as is. And then you don't need to like recontribute upstream if you don't want to. But if you make any changes to the library, then you need to contribute those changes back. Or you at least need to open source those changes. Which makes sense, but this is like an application. I guess the file format itself. The file format itself is a bit special. I don't know. Who knows? There we go. Hit this with a refresh. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So no packages, no environments. Binary data. I don't know. Playback. That's pretty. I mean, that's honestly kind of what it is. More or less. Yeah. That's gonna be it for me for today. Not super productive because I wasted a bunch of time doing the GD extension stuff, but I think there's something weird going on with the current build of it, with the current commit of it, so I would need to go back. But I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, I already got this working during my like regular workday. So the actual file format, pretty solid, pretty easy as well. Like here's the save file logic. You know, you put your magic header in there, your major version, minor version, patch version, and then everything else is just pure data. Not the pure data format, which is like its own separate thing, but it's just, you know, you have some data points, you slap in a timestamp, that's a double. Slap in a 32-bit integer, that's the size of the buffer, and then everything else is just the buffer, right? And then you just keep looping until the end of the file, right? Right, because saving the file doesn't need to be like super duper optimized, right? It just needs to be easily readable and loadable, because when you load it, right, then you also need to like read from the file again, And so that's also pretty fast. Like the logic is pretty easy, I think. It's a lot easier than like parsing a tar file in my opinion. But anyways, yeah. I don't know. Is my bot still working? Discord. There's a GitHub. Here's whatever I was working on. It's in Godot 4, so you need like this the latest master build of Godot 4. That's pretty easy to compile though. Yeah, everything's there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Working on vpuppr for realsies though, because hopefully I'll have my monitor replaced by then. Because also my eyes are hurting. Because my monitor keeps flashing. Because it's something's wrong with some of the cables or something. Some of the internal cabling. Like the cables that are connecting it to my PC, solid, 100%. I've switched out 4 different cables, 3 HDMI cables and 1 DisplayPort cable that I spent like $20 on. So it's not the cables. And it's also not my graphics card because I have other monitors that are not flashing. Yeah. Yeah. I guess if my monitor doesn't come in tomorrow though, I might not stream. I don't think I can do this anymore. My eyes. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.